All right. Let's see what that 5-minute chart is doing right now. Dumperooski. Yeah. Yes, I trade inside key zones. I wait for very specific things to happen for me to be able to take a trade. And if it doesn't happen, I don't trade. Let me see. Man, you gotta. We are just selling off right now. Holy crap. What up? What up? $230 yesterday was crazy. Thanks to Powell. His purple tie. Was he wearing a purple tie? Yeah, I saw what happened yesterday. I came back at the chart. I was just curious to see what happened. A lot of not like it was crazy, but nothing super crazy. We had a little sell off and then a rip. We are dropping like it's hot. Wow, this thing is just selling off. Today may be a day where I just scalp my accounts again. Looks like it. I mean, we're just selling off. No sign of going any kind of reversal or anything. Yeah, it wasn't. FOMC wasn't too crazy yesterday. I thought it would be like. I honestly thought it would just dump and we would get a massive sell-off. But it did sell off, but it quickly recovered after that and it started pushing up. Yeah, it looks like it's finally waiting for FOMC to fill that gap. Now that FOMC is over, it looks like it wants to potentially fill that gap. It looks like I may have to shoot. Yeah, it looks like I Man, it looks like I may have to go switch to my other accounts. I don't think I'm gonna get a. Man, that sucks, but. me quickly. Give me a second. I'm just trying to switch to my other accounts. Give me a second. I'll answer your guys' questions. Alright. Now that we've broken down... hold on. Alright. So, what do you think of ICT? Him himself? I think he's a good teacher. Can he teach? Yes. Can he trade? That's very debatable. But he has not proved himself to be a good trader. That's not to say that what he teaches doesn't work. I mean, it obviously works for some people. Do I trade ICT? No. So he's got a lot of ICT has a lot of loyal followers. Like, he has a lot of, like, people will get pissed if you say anything negative about ICT. It's kind of crazy. He was supposed to beat, he said he was gonna beat, you know, Larry Williams' record supposedly, and then ended up blowing his account in the Robbins Cup. So he says a lot of things that I don't know. I don't know if the dude is just, I don't want to make false statements about him, but he said some wild stuff, you know. He said some wild stuff about that he coded the algorithm and this and that BS. Like, nobody with common sense would ever believe that. So I don't know if he's doing it because he legitimately believes what he's saying, or he's doing it just for, like, entertainment purposes and, you know, just to get views. I don't know. That's the thing. And he almost, like, I feel like he almost thinks he's better at trading than he actually is. So, don't get me wrong. I mean, he does have strategies or whatever that you know, work. But he has not proven himself to be, you know, like, a good trader. The sooner you realize that, the better. Alright, man, this thing is, I'm trying to... trying to wait for a little bit of a push up to potentially short this. I need some kind of a move up, though. Potentially back into this 5-minute range. I'm not chasing this thing. And I did switch to my other accounts. It looks like I'm not gonna get the setup on the first group of accounts, funded accounts. I'm not gonna get that set up. We've already pushed through that 5-minute range way too much. We've dropped way too far below for even if it pops back up and gives me a setup, the risk to reward would not be good at that point. So, right, we're already what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 points away from that 5-minute range. And then even if it pops back in, gives me a setup, I mean, what am I going to take? What, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Am I going to take 50 points of profit for a 100-point risk? Doesn't make sense. So I'm going to wait. I switched to my other accounts. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a push-up to potentially short this back down. And I'm going to be scalping these, so... right now, we're pretty bearish. I mean, we're in that, like... Market's going to crash soon. We'll see. I want to try to wait till like about this 5-minute range and then maybe try to take a short off of this. It's going to be a tight risk, so I may get stopped out because it's a very tight risk that if I do get filled. Like a 40, it's pushing up hard though. Yeah, I'm on my discretionary, my gambling accounts. Yeah, I'm on my gambling accounts. I didn't get a setup for my other accounts, so. See if I can get this scalp rejection off that 5-minute. Maybe get some selling pressure, start to step in, kind of retest that. We'll see. There's the retest. There's the rejection off the 5-minute. Get that push back down. See, pushing back down. Come on. Come on. So let me get stopped out on this. There's the stop out. Yep, stopped out. Didn't get the rejection I wanted. This is why discretionary is tough. Oh, man. Man, this thing gonna keep ripping up now? Damn. Like, I may get a setup for my first group of accounts, but this is too much risk. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, way too much risk. Actually, we'll see. I may take a, if I do take a long, I may take a long just on these accounts, I guess. But I'll try it, see if... But even these accounts, like, I may get... See, technically that's a setup for my first group of accounts, but my stop would have to be below the lows. This is gonna be a very quick scalp if I do. Well, I'm gonna try to hold for these highs, but stop would have to be down here, which is pretty tight. Damn, this thing is gonna rip all the way up. I don't look at SMTs. It's not a confluence I really care about. Yeah, left without me. Son of a... It be that way sometimes. I was hoping for that retrace. As soon as that candle pretty much closed, I put my limit order for a quick pushback. I'll still have it in as long as we don't take out these highs. If we don't take out those highs, I'll still have my order in. But as soon as we take out those highs, I'll cancel my order. And again, like theoretically, I'm taking this setup on my scalping accounts. So normally my stop would have to be below the lows for it to make sense. But I'm going to have my stop pretty much below this swing low here. If I do get filled. It's going to be a little more riskier because, I mean, it's just a tighter stop. But this thing looks like it may leave me. I don't know. We'll see. If we can get that pullback. Back to all-time high trading. Yeah, we're not all-time. I mean, it's ripping back up. We're not too far away from it. It is there. It is a decent ways up still, but damn. The setup worked. It's just, I was thinking about this like a couple weeks ago for my strategy, and I was telling myself to prevent this from happening right here, like price leaving you. I was telling myself, if we're that close to the gap, like, right, look where my entry needed to be, right? I wanted my entry to be at this level right here. If I'm like 10 points away, I'll give up 10 points and just mark it in. So technically what I should have done here is, since it opened so close to that gap right there, I should have just marketed into that trade. And then I wouldn't have risked, you know, getting left behind on this trade. I don't know why I didn't do it. I just didn't realize, I guess. It happened so fast. But that's technically what I should have done. I'll keep it there. Once we take out those highs here, right above this 5 minute, I'm gonna cancel my order. Bummer. Man, there it is. That would have been a freaking amazing trade too. Holy crap. I mean, y'all see, that's what I look for every single day. Every single day. Push outside the 5 minute range, pull back into the 5 minute range, leaving behind a bullish gap inside the range, and I take it off that bullish gap inside the range, take it to the next level. Look at that. Boom. All the way back up. Oh, man. That sucks. Man, yeah. I should have marketed in as soon as this 1 minute candle opened right there. I should have just marketed into that trade. We're literally 10 points away from an entry. So it's better to just give up 10 points than risk it leaving you like this. Now, if it would have closed all the way up here, then it wouldn't make sense to mark it into the order, right? All the way up here, you're giving up too much. It wouldn't make sense to mark it in. But when you're that close, it makes sense. But I am still happy. I mean, it's the strategy worked out. I see it, you know. Even though it left without me, it did work out. So it gives me, like, that confirmation. It's still going. Do you have a video on your strategy, or can you show it? Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as you wake up, I draw that 5-minute range, 5-minute high, 5-minute low. Then I drop down to a 1-minute chart. I wait for price for the 1-minute candles to close outside the range. So, doesn't matter to me. I don't care if it closes above the range, below the range, wherever. And so what I do, see how price closed outside the range here? It closed below it. So now I'm waiting for price to push back up into the range. So when price pushes back into the range, I look for a gap to form inside that range. So you can see price pushed back into the range, gap formed in the range. And for me, the rule of thumb is at least 50% of that gap has to be inside that range. So you can see, like, pretty much 90% of that gap is inside that 5-minute range. So that's why I placed my order inside that gap right there. But price ended up, and then my TP is whatever the next level of, you know, of area is, high probability. Obviously, that next level is up here. That's the highest probability. Price is going to go all the way up here. Stop loss would technically have to be below the lows for me too, you know. But that's pretty much what I look for every day. I mean, it's a pretty simple strategy. I like this strategy because it's a rule-based strategy. You just follow the rules. That's it. There's no discretion to it. I mean, there's a little bit of discretion when you're trading at all-time highs, your TP areas. There's a little bit of discretion based on where view op is sometimes. Sometimes if view op is like right above, right below a certain level, I'll take profits a little faster just because I know it could reject off there. So there's a little bit of discretion, but I would say 90% of the strategy is very like systematic to where I don't have to guess if I should take a trade or not. If the setup's there, I put an entry in. This is why I love this strategy for that reason. NASDAQ 100 and 500. To be honest, I don't really know. I don't really know. NASDAQ 100 may be like just the 100 companies, which 500 is 500 companies. That may be the difference. So like the weight on them is different. So you have S&P 500. S&P 500, which is like the top, 500 companies. Probably same goes with NASDAQ. What indicators do you use? So the only indicators that I use personally are pivot points, the 200 EMA, and view op. 3 indicators that I use, that's it. No other indicators. And indicators I use as gauges in the market. So when I'm in a trade, I understand that price could have a rejection, right? Like you could see, right? Price is coming up to this 200 EMA, and what is it doing? It's rejecting off that 200. So when I'm in a trade and, if I have a certain level, I'll take profits potentially a little bit sooner if it makes sense. If I do have a level, like an indicator right there, I know it can reject off of. So I use them as like kind of like gauges if I'm in a trade already. Or confluences if I get a setup and it's a short setup, and we're right below view op. It gives me extra level of confidence if those indicators pair up with where I want to, like where my trade is setting up to go. Or hypothetically, the opposite is true, right? So, for example, if I had a trade setup, this type of setup, and let's say view op was right in the middle right there. Like, I'm going to be a little, like, on the iffy side. I'm going to be on the extra careful side if view op is, like, right there. Because I know that price is going to have a very hard time pushing through view op. So I got to ask myself, is it worth me taking this trade? If I still want to take it, maybe I size down because I know it could reject off VWAP. It's a riskier trade automatically. But I never use indicators as entry points. I think that's where a lot of new traders get caught up. This is what happened to me, right? New traders get caught up in the sense of they'll start to use VWAP as like their entry points, or indicators as their entry points. They're not meant to be used as entry points. Should I? Oh my gosh! I was about to say, should I scalp this? As soon as I said, should I scalp this? This thing shot up, freaking 50 points. What is going on? Oh, it's news. I forgot to check news. Wow, news shot that crap all the way to VWAP. We have VWAP right above that 200. Should I just do some discretionary scalping? Don't know. Let's see how... Let's see how I could do with just like very quick scalping. Either I screw myself with this. Oh man. Bro, is this chart lagging? I don't know if this chart's lagging. $26 130, $26 134. Hard to tell. I think it is a little bit laggy, honestly. Yeah, it looks like it's like a second late. Back to break even on that trade because I took a loss on the first trade. This trade made back that loss, so we'll see what happens here. Starting to reject though. I'm gonna see what I could do with just some discretionary scout. This could either hurt me really bad. This is just for fun. Rejected off that view off perfectly. The thing about with scalping is you don't have much room for risk. So your entry points have to be so freaking tight to allow for that. Like my first strategy, right? Reason I like it so much is because levels are like areas where, all right, below a low is your invalidation, your TP is above this level, right? So you allow for that wiggle room of NASDAQ to do it. When you're scalping for quick points, man, your stop has to be what, 20, 30 points? Which, I mean, any slight little movement in the NASDAQ could stop you out. You're not giving it that wiggle room, so... Crap, I should have held that short. Son of a... Man. That would have been an amazing short to hold. Think it's gonna hit liquidity below? We're back in that 5-minute range. We are back in that 5-minute range, though. What if I do this? Let me try this. All right, I'm gonna wait for it to push up. All right, there's the push up. Wait for it. Oh, it's ripping up. Never mind. Is this another selling opportunity, or is this another opportunity to get... Stop above these highs? TP at these lows, maybe? Ugh. Baby, come back to me. I was wrong, and I just can't. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, you bastards. Oh! 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 It wants it! Oh! Oh! Give it to me! No! You kidding me? Boom! Boom, that's all it takes. $60 across 5 accounts. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Bro, that almost stopped me out. It was so freaking close. My stop was above these highs. Look how close it came to stopping me out. That's crazy. How many more days till I pay out? So I did the math. Good. So on these accounts, I need 8 trades. Pretty much 8 full-size trades. Not that, right? These accounts that I just took a trade on are my scalping accounts. I'm talking about my other accounts. This first strategy right here, these accounts. This first strategy. I need 8 trades to get a $20,000 payout. So, all I need, it's not a lot. So, that's why I'm trying to be patient. I'm not trying to screw myself. That's why I have these accounts to try to just have fun with. I want that $20,000 payout. And then I can take daily payouts on Take Profit Trader. I have 2 accounts, 2 funded accounts with Take Profit Trader. And once I get above that buffer zone, I'm not above that buffer zone. Once I get above it, I make an average of, like when I do make money, like a full-size trade, it's $640 a day. And I can take daily payouts. But that's the thing is, like, I don't get a setup every single day, so. How many accounts do you copy trade on your strategy accounts? 7. So I have 7 accounts. 7 accounts for this first strategy, right? This one right here, the 5-minute range strategy. And then I have 4 accounts. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 6, no? Hold on. That's 1. Let me count, sorry. 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. Then I have 5 accounts for my scalping strategy. So when you see me scalping for like $30 moves, that's multiplied by 5 accounts. Or right here, I took this trade. It was a $60 trade multiplied by 5 accounts. That's my scalping accounts. And then 7 accounts for my other strategy. So total 12 funded accounts total. Which isn't crazy, but, you know, slowly but surely I'm building them up. And I'm patient with them. I don't plan, you know, I'm not gonna blow these accounts. The scalping accounts, it's a little bit, you know, we'll see. That's too discretionary for me to say, be that confident. But, what platform? It's Ninja Trader. Yeah, Apex allows 20 accounts max. Right now I have a total of, what? Shoot, 10? That's 5. Yeah, 10 accounts. I have a total of 10 total funded accounts with Apex, and then 2 funded accounts with Take Profit. Thoughts on Apex rather than Top Step? I mean, I prefer Apex. Top Step, I mean, you have to use their platform. I'm not about, you know, I don't want to use their platform and stuff, so I've never traded with Top Step. I mean, I've heard good things about them, so they're both, you know, Apex and Top Step are both 2 of the biggest prop firms in the space. They've been around the longest, so they have the strongest reputation, like the best reputation. Apex, Top Step, they've been in the game for a very long time, so I would say Apex and Top Step are probably the 2, like, OGs, the 2 top. Like, they've been around the longest, so they got kind of the most reputation. Apex, the cool thing, here's the cool thing about Apex, right? Like, when they have 80% off sales, you can have, Apex, I don't think it's 80% off. I know I show 80% off, but the sale ended. I forgot to change it. But the cool thing about Apex, when they have a sale, right, when you're a beginner trader, you can buy 1 account and it's like $33 for an evaluation. So if you practice, you blow an account once a month, it's $33, it doesn't hurt you. But Apex is also good for the experienced traders, because the traders who are confident, who know how to trade, they can buy 10, 20 accounts, right? And then they can scale up, and that's how people are getting, you know, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 payouts, is because Apex allows you to scale up so much. I mean, no other prop firm allows you to get 20 funded accounts, so. But the cool thing about Take Profit Trader, cool thing about Take Profit Trader is they will actually, right, so you do the simulated account, you get put in a pro account, which is a funded account, which is a funded simulated account. You can actually take profits out of it. And then once you remove a certain amount of payouts, they eventually put you in a Pro Plus account, which is an actual live account in the market. So that's, I don't know why Apex doesn't do that. Like when you have somebody that's super profitable, why not give them a live account to trade with? I don't know why Apex doesn't do it. Take Profit does it. Why Apex doesn't, I don't know. It would seem like the smart thing to do for a prop firm. Like, capitalize on the traders who actually know what they're doing. But I think it's a small majority. Even the traders that do get payouts, most of them are trying to rinse accounts. Most of them are oversizing, over leveraging. They'll get a payout, but then they'll blow their account right after. Like, it's very hard for prop firms to find a trader that can hold an account and take payouts month after month after month without blowing the account and following the rules. It's very hard. But yesterday I went to the 1-hour training course for top. How was it? I didn't even know they had one. What's Take Profit? It's called Take Profit Trader. They're 40% off right now, so pretty much if you buy an evaluation and you pass it, they don't have an activation fee. So with the sale, so it's like $100 for a funded account, pretty much total out the door, with everything. That's including evaluation and funded. Oh, oops. Here, give me a second. I'll be back. Actually, hold on. Yeah, give me a second. I'll be back. Got it. Left behind that 15. Took advantage of that short. Nice. My funded futures. I've never used them, so I can't really. I know they're pretty popular, but I've never used them. Take profit has trailing drawdown. Yeah, I think sometimes you gotta check. Sometimes prop firms will have different accounts. Some prop firms will have like a trailing drawdown account and an end of day drawdown account. So it just depends on what prop firm. Like even Apex has an end of day drawdown account. I wouldn't recommend it. I actually have, I think, one of those accounts, but I don't recommend it because they're like, even though it's a fixed drawdown, like the drawdown's so little, it's like $600. So it's like, technically, if it could work for you if you're somebody who could take precise entries and build up your account and that drawdown is fixed. But it's only 600, so it's very hard to build that buffer. Man, I should have went short. I was actually thinking about going short right there. Bummer. Dang, that would have been a nice trade. Holy crap. Ah. See, when you realize that this downtrend, sometimes it's so easy to scalp this. Boom, pushes up, scalp it short. Boom, pushes up, scalp it short. Man, if I was still short from the highs up here, that would have been an insane trade. You were thinking about it? Like, yeah. I mean, like I said, these accounts, this is partially why I don't like discretionary trading, is like, it's stuff like that. Like, yeah, I was thinking about it, you know, but I didn't do it. Versus an actual setup like this first one right here. I know my setup, so there's no discretion to it. It's either you take the trade where your setup is or you don't. Like when you have you're not double, you know, you're not second guessing yourself. In essence, you're just, you have your setup, you place a limit order, and you know exactly where to buy, because it's your strategy. Versus discretionary trading, it's like, we're at a level, should I short here? I don't know, maybe. You're a rookie say, if I would have every day. Again, these are, I'll probably annoy a bunch of people by now saying this. These are my fun accounts. They're discretionary accounts. There's not really any set strategy. This first setup is my actual strategy. So I have serious accounts, which I take a very specific strategy. And if I take that strategy and make money or it doesn't happen, I move to my other group of accounts so I don't just sit here and don't do anything. I scalp 5 other funded accounts that I have. So but if you want to think I'm a rookie, that's completely fine. I'm a rookie. You definitely just took a loss. I mean, you see my executions on screen. If I was in a trade, you would have seen it. Every time I enter a trade, it pops up on screen. So I took, on these scalping accounts, I took 2 trades so far. I think 2, was it 2? Yeah, 2 trades. One of them was a losing trade. Next one was a winning trade. I'm up right now $60, pretty much $60 across 5 accounts so far on these scalping accounts for the day. Unk, chill. Holy cortisol spike. My cortisol levels are low, bro. Get my cortisol levels out your mouth.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful. Discovery 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicles.
My cortisol levels are all-time lows. That's the other good thing about having a very specific strategy is you're not stressing out. Like, you're not necessarily like trading. For me, these scalping accounts stress me out more than my actual serious accounts, because my serious accounts, I just follow my plan and I'm not really too stressed out. I know it works over the long term for me, so what's the point of me stressing out? I just let the trade play out, and if it's a losing trade, it's a losing trade. I adjust accordingly. Can you explain what do you mean the betting? The dot or whatever? I don't know what you mean. All right, right now we're kind of we're rejecting a pivot point. Is it gonna break above this pivot or go down? What's gonna happen? Looks like it wants to continue going down. Man, I am tempted to short this. Oh, crap. Holy crap. Bro, what are these random spikes coming into the market? Alright, I'm gonna have my stop loss above these highs just in case. If I get stopped out, we'll see. Maybe get a move back down to these lows. Maybe it's a stupid trade. Maybe not. We shall see. We shall see. Kind of took out that high up there. Rejecting off a pivot. Closing pretty strong, so see what happens here. Kind of that pivot point is my safeguard in a sense. To get stopped out. And there's the stop out. Oh, I'm up 15 bucks on the day. It's gonna keep ripping now. Oh, this may be a bad idea. Kind of back in that 5-minute range. See if we get momentum back up. Or we get stopped out again. Pretty good risk to reward if the TP can hit. But kind of rejecting off that pivot. Stop is very tight, so. And back below the pivot. Looks like we could roll over here. Isn't that awesome? I get stopped out on the long and then stopped out on the short too. Not yet. Oh my gosh. Right back up. Ugh. This discretionary trading is super hard. I don't know how people do it. Probably unprofitable. How do you place sell stop? I mean, you should be able to just like the way I do it is right click on my mouse, and I get a menu where I could sell stop at a certain level wherever I click. It gives me the option of putting a sell stop, buy stop. Anywhere I click on the chart, right click, it gives me that option. All right. Let's keep it going now. Of course not. Of course not. Why would you keep going? Why? That's stupid. Why would you keep going? I mean, why wouldn't you stop me out first? Like, really? God, it was looking so good for a second. Trading a live account? No, this is a funded account. It's a sim, but it's funded. It's a funded account. Come on, you freaking stupid. It almost feels like it wants to go up. This price action, every little sell-off is getting ripped right back up. So, you know, we'll see if I get stopped out or hit TP. We'll see. It's below pivot, so I don't like that. I don't like that at all. May get stopped out here. Bastards. Stop out. Ugh! Screw this discretionary crap. Bruh. This is also why I don't like to do this discretionary crap, because people just come in and they're like, whoa, what? This dude doesn't know what he's doing. He's just chasing price. Yes, I know I'm chasing price. This is my fun accounts. They're stupid accounts that I'm just having some fun. I'm scalping on them. No sense of, there's no strategy to this whatsoever. Look, buy market. No strategy. People just like, I have a serious group of accounts where I wait for a specific strategy to not sit here and do nothing. I have some fun. I have some accounts that I have some fun with. And people try to like, holy crap. People are just like, oh, the dude doesn't know what he's doing. He's just chasing price. It's a pretty bullish candle, so we'll see. Yeah, like these accounts, I really don't care if I blow these accounts. I honestly kind of prefer to blow these accounts because they're like I said yesterday, they kind of get in the way of me in my copy trader. My serious accounts are mixed with my fun accounts, so I have to sit there and try to pick out which are my serious, and it makes it a little more confusing. Obviously, I don't want to blow them, but if I do, at the end of the day, I really don't care. At that point, I'm just going to be patient for my serious accounts and just go with those. I don't know why I'm trading against price. I mean, we're bullish, and I'm sitting here trying to long when we're bearish. I mean, do you do futures for your serious accounts or just regular trading? No, I do futures, but I have a very specific strategy that I look for. It's very systematic. It's not discretionary. 90% system, like maybe 10% discretion. Versus this right here, what I'm doing is like 90% discretion. But yeah, it's I do it on futures. It's my futures. I don't trade stocks or anything. I just do futures. See if I can... If it can take out those highs, I'll put a sell order there. If it kind of sweep those highs, it may go down lower if it sweeps those highs, but I think it's a good TP area for price to potentially reverse off of, or this thing continues ripping. But looks like it could, you know, it wants to kind of at least take out those highs before it does something. Very choppy, but... And when you scalp like this, it's very easy to get chopped up. Like, you can have the right direction in mind, but because your stop is so tight, you could have the direction correct, but then you just get chopped up because your stop is so tight. But also that's good because you take small losses, and then when you kind of do get a win, it makes back for all your losses. Right? I took a loss the trade before. Now this trade, I mean, I'm back up in profit, like a decent amount. So it's, you know, it's a very, it's a back and forth type of. Appreciate it. Would it be better to wait for a pullback to enter short? Yeah, I don't disagree. Like shorts, it would be a good idea to potentially soon. You know, we're kind of pushing back into this range, so we could start going up, but... How much did I... How much am I? Alright, 7. So 4... How much money can I make if I just scalp $20? Did he make 400 grand yesterday on FOMC? I was waiting for his recap video, but he didn't have a recap video. Unless he posted it today. Well, he said he was going short. They did get the sell-off, but depending on where he took profit, where he entered, I mean, I don't know. It is kind of, I mean, he could do it. It is kind of like, you know, him doing it. It is risky. A little bit of a gamble. I mean, he was just gambling, in a sense. Oh, he uploaded it today? I'll watch it. Or he's uploading 2 longs. After took the short. Alright, yeah. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty crazy. He was down bad for the month. This could be a rejection area coming up here. What happened to price? Is it just stopped or is it frozen? What the hell? Price is like stuck. You know what I want to try? I want to try something. I'm going to wait for a red candle to print. And then I'm going to put my stop above the high. And then I'm going to try to just squeeze a little bit of money out of it. See if that could work. Because I noticed, like, all right, if I'm going long and I buy at the close of a long green candle, hypothetically, sometimes you get stopped out. Sometimes it works. Because, like, look at the continuation sometimes we get. If we get a red candle and you get a continuation, right? You get a green candle and you have a green candle that follows it. How many times does that happen? So I'm going to try to test it real quick. I'm going to wait for a red candle to print. Once a red candle prints, I'm going to have my stop above the high and try to squeeze a little bit out of it. And see if I could just do scalp like that. I don't know if it'll work, but all right. Oh, shoot. All right. So sell. And then stop above the highs. See if I could sell this. I mean, pretty much a 1-to-1 risk to reward. And there's the profit. It's so stupid, but but it could work. Like, it's so dumb. But like, notice this. Like, notice it, right? If we're at a low, like imagine this green right here. Look at this sell-off. If I was waiting for a green candle to print, look, green candle printed, stop below the lows, scalp a 1-to-1, boom, take profit. Then if you're kind of looking for a short, look, red candle prints, the next one, 1-to-1. I mean, it depends on where your take profit would have been, but you're very close to take profit. Then look, pullback, green candle, take right, immediately get in, take stops below the lows. Look at that, take profit. I mean, you technically could scalp like that. I mean, I don't know how it works over the long term, but I mean, it's pretty fun. All right, now let's wait for a green candle. After this candle closes, all right, buy, stop below the lows. If I get stopped out, very tight stop. All right, stopped out, it's fine. Very tight stop. I gave away a little bit of money. This is so stupid. Please don't do this. This is not financial advice. Alright. We're still selling off. Let's wait for, that was just a fake. I guess I have to wait for an actual pullback. Like a, that wasn't bad. I would say it could have ripped from there. We're at a support level. Alright, I'll try this again. I'll wait for a green candle to print, and then stops below the lows. Yeah, please don't copy me. This is me having fun. Like I said, I don't care if I blow these accounts. I would never do this on my actual accounts. So please don't sit there. You will get wrecked, I promise you, if you try to copy me. And then don't get pissed off at me, because it literally says on the screen, not financial advice. I'm just having fun seeing how much money... I mean, it's interesting. See how much money I can make with some stupid strategy like this. Alright. Waiting for that green candle to print, and I'm buying market as soon as that candle prints. First thing I'm doing is putting in my stop, because I got to protect myself first. So, still have a red candle. Candle closes in 15 seconds. Depending on how this candle closes will tell me a lot. Looks like it's still going to be the red candle. All right, we're at that 5 minute. Did you seriously try that? Lost it all in 4 hours. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it could work for a little bit, but over the course of like a longer term, it could not, like, you know, all it takes is to get a streak of losing trades for you to blow. I mean, I'm at. All right, we'll wait for this candle. We got 15 seconds. If this candle closes green, I'm going in long. Not financial advice. Crap, the risk is a lot. Dang it. Alright. I'm in. Stops below the lows. And it's going to be pretty much take profit is going to be right here. Right in this gap. Actually, let me put it right there. Pretty much a 1-to-1 right there. Let's see if it works. Oh, no! Oh, crap. Stop me out again. shoot. Damn it. It doesn't work. Strategy is broken. Alright, that was a stupid trade. Crap, I shouldn't have done that. Shoot. Alright, I'm just gonna get out of this. Alright, I'm just gonna get out of this. That was dumb. I literally went short out of support. Alright. Now, we're down here. I'm gonna try to wait for that green candle again. This is NASDAQ. Dang. Looks like I did take a short at the right place. Holy crap. We're still selling. Alright, we're at a support level. Let's see if this candle prints green. If it prints green, I'll scalp. Alright. We got 30 seconds left. I think it's gonna form a gap, so that's also like, it's gonna form an imbalance, which is another resistance level. But I'm just scalping quickly. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm not trying to be greedy. Man, there's so much selling pressure here. Still red. You would assume buying pressure would start to step in at these lows here. At least some form of buying pressure. I'm not saying going up all the way, but at least some form of like... I mean, you would think people are trying to sell here, take profits down here. People that are in profit. At least something. Alright, this candle about to print green. We got 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left. I'm right now, I'm at like $10 in profit. Pretty much break even. Still red. So I'm gonna be waiting. I'm gonna wait for a green candle. Waiting for a green candle to print. Let's see it. Still selling off. Higher time frame wise, is there like a like a 15-minute chart? Is there a... Oh, we rejected perfectly. Look at that 200 rejection. Holy crap. All right. Coming down to the lows. Looks like it's still just trending lower. There's not much going on. Let me go back so I don't miss it. All right, we're about to... Oh, 30 seconds left, so we'll see. Bro, it'd be so funny if this thing... Will this candle print green? Kind of signifies buyers are trying to step in, right? You would think. 15 seconds. It'd be I mean, the risk to reward would not be bad. I mean, it's like, you know, you have a very tight risk with a good reward. All right. Entry. Stop below the lows. Take profit up here. Oh, come on! You bastards. Bruh, really? So close. Yeah. Strategy doesn't work. So stupid. Yeah, I know. You get chopped up. Like, you look at it in hindsight. In hindsight, you're like, damn, this seems like it works pretty well. And then you try it in real life, and you're like, oh, it doesn't work. I'm assuming we're gonna get a bounce soon. I'm like expecting that we could get some. Like, I'm not expecting crazy bounce, but I'm down what, 25 bucks so far. We're still going lower. But it's like, I'm wondering if when you do get the bounce, do you get like a really good bounce? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do get the bounce, your risk is essentially very tight, and then this thing could start ripping. I mean, we're just getting like... Then you get this candle. What is this? Now we're like at a... Yeah. Man, my throat. Keep coughing. I'm also fighting the trend, so it's kind of... That's also fighting the trend is not smart. Yeah, it could reject. This is a rejection area. I mean, we're tapping into a support level, previous support. Thinking maybe it could fill this imbalance. I mean, I have my take profit at that imbalance. If it could fill that imbalance before rejecting, that's kind of what I'm expecting it to do. I'm expecting it to reject, but hopefully it fills that imbalance before it rejects. It's like just a back and forth. Like, you have a loss, then you have a winner, then you have a loss, then you have a winner. You're just like chasing price. It's just... But it's fun. I gotta admit, it is fun. Alright, there's... Oh my gosh. Is it gonna reject before taking me out? Holy crap, what is wrong with this? Oh my gosh. Bro. Right, there's TP, finally. There's that gap. Now it can reject. I'm fine with that. Look at that. That's what I'm saying. Like, look. See? I was getting stopped out, and then when I finally got a good trade, you get a good move. I mean, I'm literally back in profit to 26 bucks. Across 5 accounts. So technically what? It's like a little over $100 or so. You're gambling? Yeah, I know. This is straight up just gambling. This is fun. Again, my serious accounts, the strategy is over with, so obviously I'm not gonna just sit there. I'm also about to just head out. If we can get a red candle to print, I'll go in short. All right, last trade. This is it. Regardless of what happens this trade, I'm done for today. Still ripping. Dang. Why put in the self? Why not let it ride? Is it to catch a prop? No, these are accounts I've had for a long time. So I have my serious accounts and then I have my fun accounts. So just some accounts I've had for a while, so I'm just having some fun with them. The market breaks all your spirits and makes a move. Yeah, exactly. It takes everything and then gives you a little bit back just to keep your spirits a little bit up, you know? It doesn't want to completely destroy your spirits, but this can either put me a decent in profit for the day, or this can put me at break even pretty much. What's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm not taking that. I don't like that candle. That's a bullish candle. It's still green. Still pushing. Again, I'm waiting for a red candle. Oh, still green. Does this want to go for the high again? I mean, we're at a pivot point in the 5 minute. So I would assume we get some form of rejection here. Like, I would assume. So, kind of what I'm waiting for to happen. If it does happen. Starting to get, like... Nope. Still nothing. That candle does signify, I mean, that's a what? Hammer candle or whatever? Doji, whatever it's called. It's a pretty bearish candle. See if this candle prints red. Like, you could see the harder we're at this level where it's a lot harder for them to keep pushing because there is resistance here. So but the question is, you know, will bulls give up here? That actually was a... Super quick scalp. Again, I'm not greedy with it. It is what it is. I'm up. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. It's such a stupid strategy, but man, I'll be curious to see how far I can get with this like stupid strategy, but you know, having discipline. Like I am putting my stops in. I'm not just being emotional and letting, you know, crap ride in you know, without having a stop loss. Especially doing stuff like this, you really have to have a stop loss. You cannot be greedy. Because, like, things can turn very ugly very fast if you do not have a stop loss and you're not disciplined. Come on. You're... Oh, my gosh. So freaking close. You kidding me? Bro. So close to TP. And it's going to stop me out. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look how close it was. Like a tick away. One, like... Alright, there it is. Come on, a little bit more. No! Come on! Yes! No! Yes! No! Oh my gosh. Oh, it's gonna stop me out. Crap. Bro, are you kidding me? That was so close to TP. Literally a tick away. Look at that. You freaking bastards. You market maker bastards. Alright, now do it on this side. Get super close to stopping me out and then TP. Oh my gosh. Oh. The stress. No, it's gonna stop me out. It's gonna stop me out. Alright, there's the stop out. You freaking... I want to say so much words. Bastards, so close. Bruh, how does it... Oh, I should have had my TP at the body candle low, not the freaking all-time low. That was my fault. I should have had my TP at the body candle of that candle. Man, that sucks. That's alright. I'm down. Oh, I'm not down. I'm break even. I thought I was down. Yeah, I was break even. So that's break even on the day for these stupid scalps. It's fine. I'm gonna walk away. Or should I? Oh my gosh. It's so tempting to keep going. It's kind of fun, to be honest. This is the dangerous part about this. It's too fun. I kind of want to see what happens at the same time of these highs right here. If it could take out those highs, would be interesting to catch a trade. Take a long? Well, I can't take a long now. We're too high up for me to take a long. I'm gonna take a long and then it's gonna freaking pull back. My stop loss has to be super tight. So if I do take these scalps, my stop has to be in an area that makes sense. So that's why when, like, technically, like, say price comes up here, it takes out the high and we get a red candle, I can have my stop super tight above that high. And then I can actually get a pretty decent pullback if it works out. But like right here, like where would my stop have to be? It would have to be below these lows, which that's way too much of a risk for a quick scalp. We're pushing up to that 200. We've rejected it, you know, multiple times today. So we'll kind of see what happens when we get up there. Oh, hell no. 15 more. Bruh. I would blow my account in like a second if I did that. I don't see the thing. I don't know when it's gonna. I would prefer it to, you know. Should I take a short if this candle closes red? All right, stop above these highs. Stop above these highs, take profit at these lows. You can see the risk to reward is pretty good. I mean, come on. That's a greater than a 1-to-1. Just for a stupid little scalp. May not work out, but at least the risk to reward was good. Very tight risk. I mean, I'm literally risking barely anything. Oh, it's gonna stop me out. It's bouncing off this high right here. Unless it can really push through. And it's a pivot point. Dang, that's actually a lot of support here. I forgot there's a pivot point right there. It's alright. Who knows? Maybe it flushes. Of course not. Of course not. What? Flush? No. No. Bruh, no. I feel like it's gonna stop me out. And there's the stop out. All right. Ugh, that's so funny. I mean, I don't know. One more? I have to wait now. I can't just short here. It'd be like, I mean, you see the trade, it's like that risk to reward was not bad at all. I mean, my risk was literally 20 bucks and I took what? Like 40 bucks in profit? It's a 1 to 2 risk to reward. I know it seems like $20, it seems like it's like $40 profit, but it's multiplied by 5 accounts. So per trade, I mean, that's actually, you gotta think of it. People make, you know, 25, 30 bucks an hour is considered a good job. So when I take a $30 scalp in a matter of 1 minute, why is that considered bad in the trading space? This is Ninja Trader, but I'm trading with prop firms. These are funded accounts I'm just having fun with. I'm up $50, $40, $50 across 5 accounts right now for these scalps. To be honest, full transparency, the goal of these accounts would be to get them to a level where I can copy trade it with my serious accounts. If I can get to these accounts to a level where I can risk the same amount as I'm doing with my serious accounts and just be patient, I would do that 100%. Because then I would be able to just get bigger payouts. This is just, I don't expect to get payouts with this strategy. This is very like too discretionary, but it is fun. I gotta admit, it is fun. While I'm sitting here just answering questions, it is fun to see how high, like how far I can get with these accounts doing this. Like such a stupid strategy, but having discipline. Like, will this prove that you can have a stupid strategy, but if you have proper risk management and discipline, you can go pretty far with it? I don't know. We'll see. When you say $50, are you taking it into terms of contracts, or do you mean 5,000? No, I mean $50 per account. So 5 accounts, I'm up $50 per account, which is what, $250 on the day for these accounts. Just scalping like $20 moves. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it seems like when you see my P&L, it's like, you know, $20, $30, $40 P&Ls per trade. But then you multiply it, you know, you take one trade, you're up, say you're up 100 bucks on the day, right? Technically you're up 500 bucks on the day because it's across 5 accounts. And that's just scalping with 1 micro. Yeah, small wins over multiple accounts. It adds up. Even 25 bucks across 5 accounts. You know, that's over 100 bucks. So, per trade. When you say 5 accounts, how are you doing all 5 though, streaming on 1 and the other 4? No. I have a copy trader. So I use a copy trader called Replicanto, and pretty much how it works is you have your master account, which is your main account that I take trades on. And then in the copy trader, I can select, like, I have a list of all my accounts that I have in my funded accounts, and they have like green dots where you can select it and turn them green, which activates them, so that when you take a trade on your main account, it automatically copies it onto the accounts that you've selected too. So it just it mirrors it onto those accounts. It places the same exact trade. You do get a little bit of slippage here and there, but it does it pretty well. And then when I exit out of a trade, it exits out all the other accounts too. And if it didn't exit out of an account, I could go on my list and I could see an open position and I could just shut everything, like cancel all, and it'll flatten everything. That does happen sometimes. Yeah. It works both ways. You know, you can make that's the double-edged sword of copy trading accounts. You can make good money when you have a strategy and proper risk management. You can make good money, but it goes the other way too. You can absolutely lose a lot of money and blow every single account if you're not careful. So that's why some people do it, some people don't. I mean, I'm at a level, I have pretty good risk management, so I don't really, you know. But yeah, this NASDAQ, whoa. When should I short? Should I short again? This thing is having trouble going up. I wouldn't mind shorting again if it breaks these highs. If it gets up to this 200 and starts rejecting. I'm gonna hop off at 11:30. So regardless of what happens, I gotta go at 11. I can't. I gotta do some work. I gotta actually. I gotta go eat. I didn't have any breakfast. I don't never have breakfast, but I gotta go eat and then get back to work. Like, see, look how many more times I could have scalped, technically. I mean, I wouldn't do it because we're up here. I already took that scalp short. I don't know. This strategy, in hindsight, it seems like it works, but I don't know over the course of, like, a bunch of trades. That's why I'm very curious. Somebody else said that it worked for him until it didn't. And it's just like, you go on a set of losing streaks and then... But if you're sized down, sizing matters too. If I'm risking 20 bucks a trade, I mean, how many losing streaks do I have to go through to actually blow my accounts, you know? So, like, I'm not going full port, heavy size. It's just a fun strategy because it, like, passes by time. Just so, like, you know, I'm not going to get a setup on my other strategy, on my serious account. So, it really, like... I can have some fun while answering some questions at the same time. And it forces me to watch price action, which is another good thing. Oh, probably started sizing up. Yeah, that could be true too. The thing about sizing up isn't bad, but you have to know how to size down too. Because you got to understand how much losing streaks can work. Like, how much losing streaks do you go through, right? And then say you go on a losing streak. If you're sized up, you size back down. So that you make back some losses. And then so that you could size back up again. So it's kind of it's a very delicate balance of sizing up. And then potentially sizing down. And then sizing back up. And then sizing back down. Because in essence, what you want your equity curve, when you go through winning streaks, you want your equity curve to be going up. So that when you go through a losing streak, you size down. And then when your equity curve goes down, it's a very slight downward trend. And then, right, you start getting back momentum, right? You start going on that winning streak again, and you size back up. And then, so you get these, like, more steeper up than down. So, over the long term, you want it to go steady up. That's the goal. You don't want your equity curve to be like this, because that means you're risking too much. You want your equity curve to be a very slight angle going up. My opinion. Have a fib strategy. Does it work? Does it work good? That's the thing is, like, so many strategies can work if you have the proper discipline and risk management. There are a lot of strategies that do work, but you need patience. You need risk management. You need discipline. You need to know when to walk away, when to say, you know, I'm done for the day. When you've lost money or... Right now in a box waiting to break. And the other thing is, like, understand, like, sometimes, you know, like, we're at 11 o'clock too, 11:30 almost. So we're at a time where price is very slow. So it's like, man, we've been chopping here. We're having trouble going up. All right, I'm surprised TikTok hasn't given me the verification. I gotta move around more so it doesn't think I'm just standing. I'm a bot. Typically, I would have got the verification by now, and it would have kicked me out. Moves might be done for the day. Yeah, we might guess we're getting into a level where we could chop, or it's a time frame where we could start chopping. We've been chopping sideways pretty much for, like, even with this strategy, like, where you could scalp so much of this right here, but you don't. Thing about it is, I didn't know it was gonna chop. If I knew it was gonna go sideways like this, I would have capitalized on that. But I took one trade here, and then that's it. Now we're bouncing off the 5 minute, right? We're literally to a T bouncing off it. No, I trade NASDAQ. Let me check something real quick. I'll be back. As also the other thing with this type of strategy is you need very tight risk. You need to get in areas where it makes sense for the risk. You don't want to be risking, you know. Your goal for a scalping strategy like this is to get in areas where, you know, it's more likely to go in your direction than not. Like, look at this, for example. Look at this level right here. I think I took this trade, actually. I think I took this trade, right? So we're at a high. We've taken out that high. Look at this momentum up, right? You have all these green candles. This is the first red candle. So technically, right, if I mark it in right there, look at my risk. I'm technically risking what? Let's say 10, 20 points. 20 points of risk. And then, you know, price is likely to go at least to these lows down here. There's a gap right there. So you can either do a 1-to-1 or, you know, there's 10, 20, right? You've got pretty much almost 30 points. So it's even better than a 1-to-1. But usually a 1-to-1 is the best, safest thing to do. Is just target 1-to-1. From what I'm seeing. Because you don't want to get too greedy with scalps too. Because you can... But again, this is a very fun strategy. This is not a strategy I would recommend for anybody to use. If you want to have some fun, I do not know how this works over like a longer term. Personally, I don't think this works over a long term. I think this is just like something that it's the equivalent of somebody going into a casino and just not expecting to make money, just having fun. That's what I'm doing with this strategy here. What time frame? I mean, I look at that depends. For these fun accounts, I'm only on the 1 minute chart. For my serious accounts, I go between 15 minute, 5 minute. I look at all the time frames to see where we are. But then I drop down to a 1 minute. Like for this trade right here, right? You have these two lines are my 5 minute levels marked out. And then I kind of go based off that, and then we go from there. Wow, this thing is dropping. All right, I gotta go. It's already 11:30. I can't be waiting here anymore. So, been live for 2 hours, so it's a good time to walk away. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Hopefully, I can catch a good trade on my serious accounts. I mean, so far, right? We had a good trade on Monday on those accounts. There was a good trade today, but I didn't mark it in, so I kind of missed that trade. And hopefully tomorrow, if we get a good trade tomorrow, end off the week, we'll see. Regardless, like I said, I'm coming in with the mindset tomorrow of if I get a setup, the only way I can have a bad Friday and a bad weekend is if I don't follow my plan. Even if I have a losing day tomorrow, I will still have a good day as long as it was according to my plan. That's it. So I'm just encouraging everyone to have that same mindset. Have a strategy and stick to it. So, but yeah. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be back 9:30. So if you want to stop by, you know where to find me. Other than that, peace out. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.